أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي يا مولاي يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي يا مولاي يا أمير المؤمنين يا يعسوب الدين. صلى الله عليك يا سيدتي يا مولاتي يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين يا مظلومة يا مكسورة الضلع. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة والله غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي يا مولاي يا محسن بن أمير المؤمنين يا شهيد. قال تعالى في القرآن الحكيم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل لا أسألكم عليه أجرا إلا المودة في القربى. صدق الله العلي العظيم. I would like to welcome the dear brothers at the Mawkeb of Abu Lulu alayhi salam in Berlin in Germany. What is the reason that we have opened this great Mawkeb? The Mawkeb by the name of the hero Abu Lulu rahmatullahi alayh. Who was Abu Lulu? Abu Lulu was a companion of Amir al-Mu'mineen Al-Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh. Abu Lulu is a great scholar and a respected figure, a respected companion in Shi'ism and Tashayyu'. And we should put the lights on the story of Abu Lulu. And where does Abu Lulu stands for? The revolution of Abu Lulu, salamullahi alayh, is a revolution where he defended the Shia identity. Abu Lulu is praised by Amir al-Mu'mineen Al-Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayh. In one of the narrations, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib salamullahi alayh is saying to the tyrant Umar ibn al-Khattab, "O Umar, the one who will kill you will be in heaven and will be blessed." In many narrations, it is stated that the Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam have praised Abu Lulu. And Abu Lulu is in heaven, is promised paradise. And that's why we wanted to open a Mawkeb by the name of Abu Lulu, a path to paradise. First point is to save our identity in the West. That's number one, is that we have a place where we can speak openly about our identity without any problems. without any person who say this is sectarism or this is against unity. No, this Mawkeb wants to give the Shia definition to the society in Germany, number one. Number two, to educate our dear youth about Tashayyu'. There should be a place, there should be people in every time, in every century. We need people, we need scholars who speak the truth about Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam. When we are gathering for the martyrdom of Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha, what do we know? What do we know about Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha? Yes, indeed, her virtues are a lot, her fada'il. In many verses in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. In Surah Al-Ahzab, in Surah Al-Imran, there are different stories about Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. One of them is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. صدق الله العلي العظيم. In Arabic language, we have a difference between mawadda and between mahabba. Mahabba means loving someone. Mawadda does mean loving someone and holding on this person. When we follow Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam, we have to follow them 100%. So when this verse came down, the companions of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, they went to Rasulullah and they asked him, Ya Rasulullah, on who is it mandatory for us to follow, to obey? The Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, Ali, Fatima, and Hassan and Hussein, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Farajahum wa la'ana ahsantum. Shaykh al-Majlisi rahmatullahi alayh is a great scholar in Tashayyu'. He wrote a very important book by the name of Bihar al-Anwar. In the society today, we find some rumors here and there who try to weaken the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam. And this is a project which is created by Abu Bakr and Umar, because they are responsible for banning and burning the narrations of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. Today, we have these people in the society who are trying to weaken the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam, the fada'il of Ahlul Bayt, the masa'ib of Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam. How do we reply on them? First of all, who are you to weaken these narrations? Where did you study? Are you an expert in hadith? Are you specialized? Is this your field or not? This is something very important. When I am going to the doctor, for example, I'm going to someone who is at least specialized. But we should not go to anyone who even doesn't know how to read the narrations, and he's trying to weaken them for his benefit, for attacking tashayyu'. How should we look to the narrations? How should we look to our books, the books of narrations? How should we look to this? This is something very important. I will give you an example. At the moment we are in Berlin, there is a very famous wall, the Berlin Wall. This wall, until today, when you go to the airport of Berlin, and the first thing which I have seen were some pictures from the Berlin Wall. So everyone who is visiting Berlin, he has to see the wall. The government is spending money and effort to save this wall. It's treating it with respect. I want to give you a clear image. Our narration books, such as Al-Kafi, such as Wasa'il al-Shi'a, such as Man La Yahdarahu al-Faqih, the books of Ibn Jibrin al-Qummi, for example, the books of Ibn Shahr Ashub. These important books, we have to look at them as a castle. Tashayyu' is a city with beautiful castles. The castle of Al-Kafi, the castle of Bihar al-Anwar. And we should treat them with respect. We should save them. Because Shaykh al-Majlisi, what he did is saving the Shia narrations. Because the opponents, every time, they were attacking the Shia. I can give you some examples. If we look at the history of Baghdad, in the year 349, the opponents, the enemies of the Shia, were attacking the Shia. In the year 353, on Ashura, in the year 353, Shias were killed by the opponents. In the year 354, there was a Shia mosque in Baghdad which was demolished, and Shias were killed. In the year 355, the same. In the year 361, in the neighborhood of Al-Karkh in Baghdad, it is a Shia neighborhood, their houses were being attacked. Do you know what are in these houses? The handwritten books, the old books. Every time a Shia scholar was in Baghdad, he was being tortured, he was being attacked, his library was burned. In the year 362, again, an attack on the houses of the Shia. The year 363, again the same neighborhood of Al-Karkh where Shias are living was attacked. The year 364, there was a Sunni police officer, or a commandant, let's say, with the high position, by the name of Ibn Abi Aqil. He was killing Shias. He was ordering his soldiers to kill Shias. The year 381, during the day of Ghadir, Shias were killed in Baghdad. And until today, we are seeing this terrorism against Tashayyu'. Where is this created from? Abu Bakr and Umar. From the attack on the holy house of Fatima al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha. The tyrant Umar ibn al-Khattab, أحسنت لعنة الله عليه, he was ordering his terrorist companions to get a special type of wood which will be in fire very quickly. Why is he doing this? What is in this type of personality? What is this for personality? We have to do some research about this, about the personality of the tyrant Umar ibn al-Khattab, who was an alcoholist, he was attacking women. Even his nasab, and you know the story about his nasab, which I do not want to go in details at the moment. Do you know that when Abu Lulu salamullahi alayh, when he stabbed Umar had a doctor, and the doctor, he wanted to see how far did Abu Lulu stab Umar. How far did the respected knife of Abu Lulu go? So he asked Umar, what would you like to drink? Because you know, at that time we didn't have scanners and a special, special things which we use in the hospital. So he was asking him, what would you like to drink? He said nabidh, which means alcohol. I do not know what type of doctor this is. So he gave him the nabidh. There's also something questionable. How can it be that in Medina alcohol was present? This is something to think about. Is this a person who should be the caliph of the Muslims? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So he was drinking the red alcohol, and they were seeing some red sample. So they didn't know, is this blood, is this alcohol? So they gave him milk. What I want to say is the following, is that there was clear corruption in the time of the tyrant Umar ibn al-Khattab. And this corruption is available until our day today. So therefore, to save our youth who are living in the West, to help them, we need a place where we remember the personalities, the holy personalities of Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam. And this is not sectarism. What does sectarism means? It means that I am going to ban some human rights to a group of people. This is what sectarism means. For example, we are now in Berlin, and someone would say the people who are visiting from München, they are not allowed to use water because they are from München. This is sectarism. But when I am explaining my identity, that's my right. Why does the opponent has the right to do takfir on Abu Talib salamullahi alayh? No one is saying anything about that. About Amina bint Wahab alayha salam, about the parents of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. When they are doing takfir on Abu Lulu, no one is blaming them. But when we as Shia are remembering our figures, such as Abu Lulu. From our own society we got these misconceptions. If this Mawkeb was called Al-Mukhtar, no one would say anything. But do you know that the deeds of Abu Lulu are better than Mukhtar? Has a higher value than the deeds of Mukhtar. Yes, deeds of Mukhtar are good, but Abu Lulu is different. His grade is different. And we should respect this figure. Our message is not a message of war, absolutely not, but a message of freedom, to have the right in the West to explain about Fatimiyya. This is our message. In the past, we were not allowed to explain Fatimiyya in depth, because the mentality of some people of the generation before was a weird mentality, not fair mentality. That when anyone who is sitting on this minbar, like me myself, at the age of 18, do you know what my crime was? I openly explained in the Netherlands the martyrdom of Fatima al-Zahra alayha salam. This was a crime. How dare, from the Shia society, how dare do you explain and do you talk about Fatimiyya? You should talk about akhlaq. You should talk about makeup. You should talk about games, but not about Fatimiyya. We can, like these small things, we can fix them in another gathering. Why should I put it in Fatimiyya? Fatimiyya, the focus should be only on Fatima al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha. Our Shia have the best manners. Why should I talk about manners? Our Shia have the best manners. Did we ever kill someone? All these crimes in Baghdad, who did that? Who was responsible for that? The opponents. So when we talk about manners, the opponents need some manners. Who is attacking the Shia until today? Our holy shrines are in danger. Because of who? And is anyone asking them for apologize at least? At least for an apologize? No. Every generation, every century, we see crimes against Tashayyu', against the Shia society. We see clear crimes, and no one is saying sorry or apologize for it. However, when we compare it, I do not want to make it a political discussion, but when we compare it at least to other governments, let's say, they are apologizing for their tyrannism. But our opponents themselves, they write fatwa. For example, Al-Alusi, in his book Minhaj al-Salama, is calling for the killing of Shias just because they are called Shia. This is a big problem in society. You have these scholars, they're calling on our death. From the same time, you see people from Al-Azhar, yes, we give some lectures about Shi'ism, about marrying and Tashayyu', the ahkam of zawaj and talaq. And from the other side, they are killing us. Al-Baqi'. Who is responsible for Al-Baqi'? Where did this ideology came from? To demolish the holy shrines of Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam. Where did this came from? Why are they doing this? Every sign which is leading to Fatimiyya is being demolished. Every sign. Al-Baqi' is a sign to Fatimiyya because the sons of Fatima alayha salam are buried there. So they want to demolish this sign. Even if we do research about Fatimiyya in the books of the opponents, and I will give you one example, one clear example. The Sunni scholar by the name of Al-Qasim ibn Salam, he has a book by the name of Kitab al-Amwal. The Sunni scholar Al-Dhahabi in his book As-Siyar A'lam al-Nubala, he is saying that Al-Qasim ibn Salam was more knowledgeable than some Sunni scholars such as Abu Hanifa, such as Shafi'i. He was a well-known Sunni scholar. In his book Al-Amwal, he is narrating that Abu Bakr was sleeping on his bed, waiting for his death. And he was saying, Kada wa kada. This is in Kitab al-Amwal. When we look at the footnote of this narration, Al-Qasim ibn Salam is saying, I do not want to say what Abu Bakr said. I do not want to mention this. Is this a fair religion? Absolutely not. When we look at the narrators, we can find the same narration in other books. Kada wa kada, what Abu Bakr said, he is confirming the attack on the house of the holy Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. And therefore we have to question ourselves. Do I follow the Islam of Imam Ali alayhi salam, of Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha, or do I follow the ideology of Abu Bakr and Umar? This is a test. This is a clear test. And we should focus on Hadith al-Thaqalain, yes. We should focus on Eid al-Ghadir, yes. But we should also focus on Fatimiyya. 10 nights for Muharram, 10 nights for Fatimiyya, 10 nights for Muhsiniyya. This is our goal, inshallah ta'ala, for next year. Is that we are trying to spread more and more in different languages the biography of Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam. This is a duty upon us, upon this generation, because the generation before kept quiet. And because of them, me myself, I had to look at the books because no one was telling us. I want to avoid this. We as a society, we want a clear image of Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha, of her biography from day one until the attack on her holy house. Some misconceptions about the martyrdom of Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha are available in the society, which I want to answer on. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Ahsantum. Misconception number one. We hear that some people say, where is Fatimiyya mentioned? Answer. The book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali, which is the oldest book. The oldest book which we have is the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. Our Imams alayhum as-salam are asking their Shia to read this book. Dear brothers and sisters, everyone should have this book in his house. Not only in my house, but read it. Every page should be read. Actually, it is a shame that in Iraq, instead of teaching the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali, they are teaching Tabari, they are teaching Razi, I don't know who, but not the book of Sulaym. علموا أولادكم كتاب سليم. Imam Ja'far ibn Mohammad Al-Sadiq Salamullahi alayh. Do you know what he did for the book of Sulaym? With his holy mouth, he said that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Sulaym. That's one point. And the second point is that Imam Al-Sadiq Salamullahi alayh, he wrote an introduction for the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. If I am saying I am a Ja'fari, I have to read the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. If I am a follower of Imam al-Mahdi Ajjalallah Ta'ala Farajah al-Sharif, I have to focus on the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. Do not listen to these people who say, no, you should not read Al-Kafi. Read Al-Kafi. Read Tafsir al-Burhan. Read the book of Sulaym. If you see a person in society who says, do not read these books, read them. Because the hidden truth, the light of Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam is in these books. In our respected book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. And in this book, it is described in details what happened to As-Siddiqah al-Kubra, Fatimah al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha. What did I tell you in the beginning of my lecture? That Abu Bakr and Umar were burning the narrations. Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali saved the incident, saved the narrations, saved the information. And we have people today, unfortunately, they are following Abu Bakr and Umar by attacking the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. So be wiseful. You have to take your religion from the book of Sulaym ibn Qays al-Hilali. Yes, indeed. So this is the first answer. Second question, which is asked sometimes, is why did Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayh stay quiet? Why didn't he do anything? Answer. This question is wrong. Who said to you that Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayh didn't do anything? Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayh, he took Umar ibn al-Khattab by his neck and he put him on the ground. Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullahi alayh, he defended Fatimah al-Zahra Salamullahi alayha. But because you didn't read the book of Sulaym, you have a wrong conclusion. This is answer on the second question. Third question, which is being asked a lot, is why do we focus on Fatimiyya so much and on Al-Muhsin alayhi salam? Even one of those people, he said, why should we focus on Al-Muhsin that much? Answer. Do you follow the Quran? Do you follow the Holy Quran or not? Question. Do you believe in the Holy Quran? Let's say, or I hope for you, yes, you believe. Well, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ بِأَيِّ ذَنْبٍ قُتِلَتْ. One of the companions of Imam Ja'far ibn Muhammad Al-Sadiq salamullahi alayh, he went to the Imam and he asked the Imam, who is Al-Maw'udah? Who is this martyr? Imam Al-Sadiq salamullahi alayh says, that is Al-Muhsin. And I swear on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anyone who is denying this is a liar. If you follow the Quran, Al-Muhsiniyya and Al-Fatimiyya is referred to in the Holy Quran. If you have love for the Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam, then you should remember Al-Muhsin alayhi salam. In some narrations it says that on Yawm al-Qiyamah, the first sentence will be about who killed Al-Muhsin alayhi salam. This is the first trial on Yawm al-Qiyamah. So if we follow Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam, we follow Imam Al-Sadiq salamullahi alayh, who shed tears to Al-Muhsin alayhi salam. Our holy Imam alayhi salam cried for Al-Muhsin alayhi salam. Then it is our duty to remember Al-Muhsin salamullahi alayh, because remembering Al-Muhsin alayhi salam is a part of our identity. Al-Muhsin alayhi salam, we have narrations that on Yawm al-Qiyamah, Fatima bint Asad alayhi salam will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to punish those who killed Al-Muhsin alayhi salam. One of the things Imam al-Mahdi ajjalallah ta'ala farajah al-Sharif will do is punishing the enemies of Al-Muhsin alayhi salam. Our Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam said that he wishes to put them on fire, those who attacked Fatima al-Zahra, her holy house, salamullahi alayha. Those criminals, those tyrants, they have made our holy lady Fatima alayha salam angry. And therefore in Tashayyu' we have Tabarri and Tawalli. Alhamdulillah, we are seeing a development in Tashayyu', that there is more focus on Tawalli. This is very good. But when you read the books of those who converted to Shi'ism, all of them, they mention the story of Fatimiyya. So we have to focus on Fatimiyya. Point number one, for ourselves, for our children. Point number two is that remembering Ahlul Bayt alayhum as-salam is ibadah, is worshipping. Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullahi alayh was entering the mosque of our Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. And Aba Dharr al-Ghifari salamullahi alayh was sitting in the mosque. When Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam entered, Aba Dharr looked at Amir al-Mu'mineen the whole time. So they asked Aba Dharr, Ya Aba Dharr, why are you looking into Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullahi alayh? He says, Al-Nazar ila wajhi Ali ibadah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum wal'an aduwahum ahsantum. Looking at Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullahi alayhi's ibadah, remembering dhikr Ali ibn Abi Talib ibadah, remembering not only by using my mouth but by practicing his life, practicing his manners, practicing his aqeedah. And the third point is remembering Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha is ibadah. Because Shaykh al-Majlisi rahmatullahi alayhi in Bihar al-Anwar, he is narrating a beautiful narration which states that the first deed of the prophets in Jannah and paradise will be ziyarat Fatima alayha salam. This is the first deed, the first thing prophets will do is visiting Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. If prophets are doing this, then we have to do that also. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring mercy on you, dear Shia of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, dear Shia of Fatima al-Zahra salamullahi alayha. Let's all read the dua. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amman yujibu al-mudtarra idha da'ah wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu al-mudtarra idha da'ah wa yakshifu as-su'. Jami'an. Amman yujibu al-mudtarra idha da'ah wa yakshifu as-su'. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء اللهم بحق فاطمة وأبيها وبعلها وبنيها والسر المستودع فيها شافي مرضانا وخصوصنا المنظورين منهم وإلى أرواح الشهداء وإلى من مات على ولاية فاطمة الزهراء سلام الله عليها رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة تستقبله الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. الله